Can you hear me? We're just going to get to work here. So we kind of talked about there's a lot of questions that are out there about my story, but let me just go back to my story, although I feel like Bonnie just really gave it to you. I am just so blessed to have been introduced to this company 3.5 years ago, almost 4. It'll be 4 in October. And I was one of those die-in-the-wool skeptics. I actually came to an event. So you guys, first of all, shout out to LifeVantage events, because I was introduced to an event, but I came with my arms folded in front of myself saying, if you make me stand on my chair and scream, I'm going to scream my way out the back door. But after sitting through now 2 days of science, stories, little Fannie Mae and her husband Benjamin got up on screen, and I was slayed through my heart. And I hadn't even seen a little yellow pill, let alone taken one. I dove in with a platinum package, and I did a little experiment. So here's the first of my training for those of you that get new people signed up. Here's the first little throwdown for you guys. And take what you like, leave the rest, but I'm just going to be literally throwing down nuggets for you guys. I hope it's valuable. But while I was at that meeting, before I'd ever signed on the dotted line or even bought in, I sent out, which back then was the ABC Live It video, ABC Primetime Investigative Report. I text and messaged on Facebook 84 people. And I was just like, I did it kind of snitty. I'm just going to see if this works. And I just said, you guys take a look at this. It's kind of mind blowing, but would you watch this for me? 24 hours later, and this was while I was at a LifeVantage event. I hadn't seen a little yellow pill. I hadn't taken one. I had watched that video and I was impressed. That's why I was at this event, why I was at the event. But I sent it out the next morning, 15, you get the ratio, 84 people, 15 had messaged me back either on Facebook or on a text, because that's how I sent it out, and said, I'm interested. Then my entrepreneurial brain went ding. I'm like, I could start a business with 15 people. And so I dove in with a platinum pack, and by the end of my first 30 days, I had signed up 39 customers and 2 distributors. Results not typical, but you saw the mass people I sent out to. I just got into fast action. I didn't even know I was in fast action. And then I just ran, and I would say stupid and blind for the next 90 days. And I think I hit Pro 4 in my first couple months, just sheerly on my own personal volume, because customers kept knowing, and loving what I sent them. So having said that, now we're going to talk about what do we send people and what do we say, right? What's that first point of contact? And I'm going to pause a minute and say to everybody in the room, including Debbie, who's on right now, and if anyone else hops on the Zoom, at any moment, please interact with me. I don't really want this to be a monologue. I'm a pack person. I love packs. I love people. And so, if any of you, I don't see you very well. I see most of you, and actually I'm going to do something. I'm going to change my screen. So I really could care less about looking at myself. I want to look at all you guys. Okay, I see you better now. So if anybody any one of you in there has just a question, throw it down, okay? Or interject a question to me. So I'm really going to invite you to interact with my conversation of how, what about this or what about that? Because that's how we learn, right? So please interact with me as I'm doing this. So first of all is, what do you share? And I believe that Kim and Bonnie have been directing you guys a little bit towards biohackandactivate.com. Are most of you guys, lift your hands up, are most of you guys using that? Because there's several now. There's biohackandactivate.com, there's biohackingyourbody.com, and I think there's crazyyellowpill.com, and there's abcyellowpill.com. There's 4 different platforms out there right now to be used that have been put together through different individual groups. And I'd say they're all good, but I'm going to say I particularly like biohackandactivate.com. That's a website that our team has put together with a couple other sideline teams as well. And I think this is going to be helpful to you, because the first thing you guys need to know is, what am I sending people and what is all involved in that site. If you think that Biohack and Activate is just the main page of the ABC Primetime, there's a whole lot more to it. It's a very in-depth site. So would you guys be interested in me giving you a little tutorial around that whole website and showing you how fantastic it really is?
Yes, yes.
Do I hear a yes? Is that a yes? Lillian, I can see you, or the most up front. Hi, honey. So why don't you be the spokesperson, and because I can see you and probably hear you the best. So, so way in the back. Is that you, Kim, in the white way back? Okay, I see you like way back there. And here just a little bit. You're like that big. All right, so I'm going to share the screen here. And I'm going to head to my desktop here. Let's go, and I'm literally going to go to and
So that, Becki, that we did a little meeting before the training, and we showed that Biohack and Activate. So we watched the video.
Okay, say that again. You did watch. I'm not going to be watching anything on here. I just want to show you around it.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that it's fresh on everybody's mind because we just watched it.
This video is.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys go through all the tabs on this?
No.
Okay, that's all I want to do here, just so you guys know your way around here a little bit. So, of course, we've got the landing page, which is in itself amazing. If you guys were to click on the studies, it's going to literally open it up to this page here, which then turns into the research page. Did that flip over? Do you see the blue?
Yes.
Okay. On this page, now this is just a snapshot of what's going on, and we put probably the 4 best quotes from our university studies on here as well, so you can really see, who's talking about this and what they're saying, which of course, my favorite being Washington State University. That's my own favorite quote because it's from my local state. But did you know that if you clicked on any of these individual white articles here, it's going to download onto your desktop in a PDF form? So these just aren't these are actual hyperlinks that turn into a PDF. So if I clicked on it, you wouldn't see it download because it's going to download onto my desktop and then be able for me to open up and read or print out. So these are fabulous. So every one of these little things here are an individual link in themselves, but it's a link to a PDF so you can read this. So that's kind of cool. So if you guys want to print any of these out to hand to people or whatnot, it's all there. And then of course we've got our healthcare professionals, and this is going to be a collection of healthcare professionals that there's Nancy Bryant in here. There's probably 7 or 8 different healthcare professionals in different genres that we've put together snapshots of their reasons and why they're excited about NRF2. So if you have somebody that you want to send this to, specifically a healthcare professional, look up here it may be small to you guys, but biohackandactivate.com/healthcare professionals. If you were to type that out or cut and paste that, when they click on this page, boom, this is what's going to open up. It's going to open up straight to the healthcare professionals link. All these links will still be here, but maybe you want somebody to go straight to this and watch this first. And then of course we've got the animal link. It's the same, biohackandactivate.com/animal. Okay, so then that way they're going to have a couple different videos and animal stories, equine stories, and so on and so forth. So I hope that's a little bit helpful for you. So you don't have to just do the landing page. You can target animal people, target healthcare professionals, target those people that just want research. Or it kind of helps them because a lot of people, if they're on their phone, they don't know that all these different tabs are there. So if I send them biohackandactivate.com, I always send it with a description. Be sure and look at the other links on this page. Research, healthcare professionals. And so I don't leave the exploration of what I send up to the person. I'm always educating them as I send it out. I'm going to give you guys another little trick, which you're going to love about this. See that biohackandactivate.com / guess what else we have here? But you have to type this out. Comp plan. Biohackandactivate.com / comp plan. Voila. It's already here for you, you guys. So this is kind of cool that if you want to send somebody and you've had that conversation, you've moved along, you can still stay on this same link. And then this is going to be that 15-minute by David, the guy that's, I think it's David. Anyway, this is the LifeVantage compensation plan video. So if you want to send that out, you can. So that's kind of very cool too. So it's already here on this same site. So we've really made this site user-friendly. And there's one more here. This is going to be updated. I have to say it's not necessarily my favorite version of an overview, but if you don't have another one handy, here is another. We put the brief, newest LifeVantage video, which I think it's a great sizzle video on it. And then we have a detailed overview that is going to be, I think this one right now is Tara Wilson, Nancy Bryant putting together the products and the opportunity. This is going to get updated, but this is what's here for now. So it's a 25-minute, 30-minute, maybe 35-minute overview of the whole thing. So again, it just is, at least it's locked into one site. And this is going to be Shauna Mucklow coming up and talking about the different packages that you can sign up for. So again, just another tool, you know, and we put it together kind of in a couple of our teams together, but it's yours to use. They're not going to find the comp plan or the overview in their links that are up here. You have to specifically send them in this / overview / comp plan. So anyway, there's your little tutorial for this. I'll just click back to home again, and then I'll stop share for a second. So hope that was helpful, and I find it to be a pretty fantastic site that is continuing to unfold. There will be a time that we even have a back office that you can log in, and you'll begin to start learning maybe even some of the systems that we use inside of our private Facebook team groups, which are pretty fabulous. So Facebook trainings, different things like that. So we hope to open up that back side. Because you guys, what would happen if Facebook ever collapsed? Would you all panic? Like, oh my goodness, I've lost everything, you know? So we've got to be able to start having platforms that we can get to off Facebook line to be able to send, because not all of our prospects are on Facebook, right? And that's kind of part of the conversation. But for today's sake, 95% of my entire Pro 6, almost now, very, very like, ooh, give me another month or two and I'll be Pro 7. So I really am roaring through my Pro 6, almost a Pro 7, but 95% of my leaders and my team I have met through social media and Facebook. I actually, at this point, only have 5% of my team and my customers even that are in my warm market. So I have just been able to develop this online, and I can just say that it works, and how we use it works. So some of the questions that are up here, and I would say you guys, I'm going to let you guys choose, because some of it is off Facebook questions and some of it's on Facebook, and how do I market? Out of the two, because time's going to get short, because all of this could take time and I may need to come back a second time, which would you as a vote rather hear? What I do off Facebook or what I do on Facebook? Can I have a little poll on Facebook? Give me a big. On Facebook, I see hands. I want in, okay, on Facebook. I'm serious. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a school teacher here, but I just want to help you. Okay, on Facebook. I want to help you in your business. So and that's what I love about my Kim and my Bonnie, is that I just like, we're Team LifeVantage. So I want to help you grow your business in any way I can in the little time that I have with you today. And if that's right now would be helpful, then let's go there. So I know we all know about the compliance rules and such like that about posting and such on social media. And, you know, they're there to keep our company safe so that we don't get shut down by making claims and such. And so that's why I have very carefully crafted my posts and now, because I I know Eric, he knows me by name. I get tapped on the shoulder by our compliant Eric. So they watch me closely because I do so many interviews and I do so much posting. So I've really learned how to craft my wall well so that you know, it's something duplicatable. And I'll give this in advance. For anybody of you that do follow me on Facebook, feel free to follow me and message me anytime. Most of the time, I'm not accepting new friends because I only have about 250 spaces left before my friends are filled. And I want new eyeballs, not LifeVantage eyeballs. But I work with a lot of LifeVantage people, so you can private message me, follow me. And we have a motto that's called rip and repeat. So I'm just going to say this up front. If you follow me or anyone else in my world that is a part of LifeVantage and you see a post that you absolutely love, please take it and use it. Rip and repeat. Rip and repeat does not mean sharing my post to your wall. And why do you not want to do that? Because you see a lot of people sharing posts to, that was a great post, I'm going to share it to my wall. Well, that didn't do you any good because that's going to direct them back to me, the original poster. So I'm going to encourage you to take, if you love my picture, download it onto your phone, download it onto your laptop. If you love my quote, copy it, lift it off of mine, open up a brand new page of yours and paste it onto your page. And then here's the deal with Facebook. Change a couple of the emojis. You might want to take off my Becki the biohacker and I am Becki hashtag. People have actually used that before. I'm like, no, don't it'll direct them back to me. Direct it to you. Use your own little slogans or add a couple fresh emojis to it, freshen it up just a little bit. You can use the same exact photo I used if you love that photo. And then it looks, guess what? Congratulations, you just did a great post and it looks like you came up with it. You thought of it. And it's yours. You own it. I don't care. I love it. It's Team LifeVantage. If people love what I'm posting and it's working for me, it just might work for your world. And you're going to have a whole different set of eyes on it. So please know that most people in this company, I hope, have that same feeling. Rip and repeat. If it's a live video, you can't repeat it. But I promise you, if I do a live video, I'm telling people to get back to the person that shared this video with them. So we have a lot of that in LifeVantage too, where these live videos, those you have to share to your wall, but on an individual rip and repeat. So I wanted to set that precedence to start. And so I do a lot of curiosity posts and I share a lot of stories. Now inside our personal groups that we might have, and Bonnie and Kim and I and several of you are part of a group. We put together a group called Biohack Your Horse. So if you're in that group, you know it. If you're not, you're welcome to have it. We opened up our team group. We created that group about 2 years ago now. We've opened it up and just said whoever LifeVantage wants in can add their teams. The more groups you're in, the more stories you get, and it's wonderful. It's a vibrant community. And so, for example, there could be posts that come up in there and we just change the verbiage. So one thing I think you guys all know, I know it's basics, but never use the word protandem ever, ever. Never use the word protandem on your wall. Never even use LifeVantage, the company name. We use NRF2 activator, NRF2 activation. That's the curiosity. We're using this little NRF2 activator to switch on our bodies. And I'll give you a little idea of a post. Let me share my Facebook with you here. I had it queued up, but I think with all the changes, I'm unqueued now. So let me get over to my Facebook wall, kind of give you an idea. This is a post that I just did, and I actually ripped and repeated this one this morning. This one, I was able to say, little yellow pill, if you guys are seeing this, This is just a little story about the little yellow pill is the least expensive product I've ever sold in my years of in my experience in this industry. And then I just talked about what it's doing. We don't make any claims. We just made quotes on this one. And then I put this picture, fuzzed out the bottle. I never put a picture of the bottle that actually says Protandim. Why? Well, people love Google. They love Google more than they love you. They're going to go to Google and they're going to Google Protandim. And when they do, Amazon has paid a lot of money to put Protandim on as their first hit. And that's how you can lose a customer, because all of a sudden Amazon's going to pop up. That's why we use NRF2 activation. We want to keep the conversation and a hold of that conversation. So even this is not talking about Protandim. It is talking about the little yellow pill. And then people will go, what's the little yellow pill? This is my story. And this is about how NRF2 literally changed the course of my life. And I share my story here and what I had, chronic insomnia and adrenal fatigue, exhaustion. Actually, this was a distributor of mine who shared my story. And so this is what, but I'm showing a picture of it, but I'm not using the word Protandim. I'm not showing the word Protandim. And, you know, we have people saying, hey, can I get more info? I'm working nights, gain some weight, can't seem to kick the habit. And, you know, this is just a way that, you know, I put this post out a long time ago. One of my distributors picked it up and reposted it. And she's gotten a lead from it and hopefully a new customer from it. So this is just another example. There's one way, way, way down here that I did a while back because it was my birthday. So I kind of got swallowed up with birthday pictures. So sorry about this, but I'm just using examples. Here's a great one. Everybody knows this famous little pup, right? And this is one that has just been an amazing story. But again, we're talking about a little yellow, and this is even with a dog, the NRF2 activator and what it's done. And this one has just gotten a ton. Can you send me info? I would love more info. And this is what I would call a great curiosity post. And this story actually came because of one of my people saw the story about Angel. Now she has her black lab on it. So you have two stories about this, about Angel and about her black lab. This is a rip and repeat, you know, a great story that doesn't give away more than it should. And it causes people to say, I want more information. And so when you get somebody saying that, you have just captured the conversation. So let's go on and let me stop this share. Let me stop the share and say, so, you know, another one is, okay, so when somebody posts, you know, when somebody says, what do I send them? What do I do next? What do I say? You know, oftentimes at that point, they'll drop in and send me more info. Well, guess what I send them? I'm like, prepared. I'll always set them up for success. I'll always set them up and say, prepare to have your mind blown. If you've got 10 minutes, watch this little 10-minute video, send them biohackandactivate.com. And if it's about dogs, I'll instruct them. Be sure and click the link on animals. And if you want research, click the link on research as well. There is so much information. Can't wait to talk to you more about it. That's how I would respond. I don't send them an order link right off the bat. I just get right in there and give them the information that they asked for. So that's kind of how I begin the conversation. Then I have another question. Then how do you follow up? Well, this is the biggest question that I've ever been asked, because how many of you can agree that you're like, I feel like I'm bothering them and I feel like I'm annoying them because they're not answering me back, or I'm not getting responses from them. And so how often do I continue to tap on their shoulder or hop into Messenger or send them a text when all I hear is crickets? How many do you agree that is that a tough place for you to be? That how often do I reach back out to them? Well, my answer is this: 100% of the time from experience. I have a motto, and I teach relentless follow-up. And why I say that is that people are busy, just like you are busy. And if you send them a video that's a 10-minute video, they might not get to it today, tomorrow, or even next week. But then it's going to get hit, you know, maybe buried in some other messages, or it's now gone off of even their request for information. You've given them information. You're like, yay, I got a hot lead. This is a hot one. And then all of a sudden everything turns into crickets and you're like, okay, they never answered me back. Oh no, they must feel like I just spammed them, or all these voices start taking off in your head. Well, I'll tell you what, at that point, my perspective is this: we're busy. I pop in and go, hey, you just crossed my mind. Did you have a chance to watch that video yet? Did it not blow your ever-loving mind? That's how I would respond to someone a day later, maybe even 2 days later if I hadn't heard anything back. And you know, a lot of times, sometimes you get crickets again. Other times they're like, oh my goodness, I haven't had a chance to watch it. No problem, I'll get back with you really soon. And I'll keep following up. Now, how many of you have felt like you've chased people down for 6 months, a year, 2 years? The only way I know if you're nodding is raise your hand. It's like, you know, it's like, oh, I just been on them. Like, they're going to think I'm driving them crazy, you know, or like, how often do I do this? And it's like, literally, that's kind of what your mind is like going, if I do this anymore, looks like we have 10 minutes left on remaining time on this particular Zoom. So does that mean we shut off and have to turn back on, or however it works? But I see we only have 10 minutes left. Ooh, I'll talk fast. But I say, my thing is with them is, if I've been 6 months, 5 months, 4 months, you know what they say to me? I promise you this, and I want this to be encouragement to you. Thank you for not giving up on me. That's what they end up saying to me is, thank you for not giving up on me. I've been so busy. And I'm like, doy, you know, I'm like, here my mind was like going, I'm being so annoying, and they're going to feel like I'm being a total pest, and I was trying to sell something to them. And those are the thoughts that are running through your mind. But you know what's on their mind? I'm busy. And then the next thing on their mind is, thank you for not giving up on me. I have had people stop following me, unfriend me, and I'm like, woohoo, I have a space for more eyeballs that do want to hear what I have to say. I have no problem when people unfriend me or leave me. I'm just like, good, woo, next. You know, when you have an abundance mentality, then you can keep moving forward, because people need and want to hear what you have to say, especially when they know how much you love and care for them, and that you're not just trying to sell them something, because we're not selling anything, right? We're not selling anything. What we're doing is sharing information and changing lives on a daily basis. And I love that. My first thing is like, I don't do this because I don't want to sell. Good. Then you're going to be a really good team member, because we're not selling anything. We're loving people, loving the life into them, and giving them information. So how do you drip on people? Well, that was answered that question. So that's how I do it. I'll just go in, and you know, other things I do is I'll grab a story from someone, and say you've been working on someone for 8-10 months, and you're like, okay, I feel like I'm really annoying them. Again, they're busy and they love hearing from you. You can just drop it and go, hey, Bonnie, you have just been on my mind lately. I just thought I'd drop in here and say, how you doing? How's it going? ? That's it. Drip on people is simply be a wonderful human and love on them. And how do you keep people coming to your page? All right. This is going to be, this is kind of, I really want to get into the little bit of the nitty gritty of how do you get people to look at your page? Why is it crickets? Why is nobody seeing what I'm seeing? There is this method. And before the time goes, so you guys tell me what we're going to do with the time. Do I have 7 minutes? And then we just go, whoop, it's going to shut off, like shut off cold.
We'll reopen with the same number.
Okay. All right. So I don't have to rush. Woo, I feel it all of a sudden. I'm feeling all sweaty. Time's up. Okay. Before I go any further, I want you guys to write this down. I Dare You by Fraser Brooks. This is the best playbook. This is even better than Facebook for Dummies, if there is such a thing. This is how you're going to grow your Facebook presence and business. Is that backwards to you? It sure is to me.
Yeah.
Is it forward?
Yes.
Good. Okay. It's totally backwards in mine. So I Dare You by Fraser Brooks. And BROOKES. And if you just go on, like, even I think it's idareyou.com, you're going to get this book. This book, I've got little pink things in all over the place. I've got highlights. This is my playbook. And I follow him on Facebook. You can find him on Facebook as well. So a lot of my plays have come out of this book. And, you know, I'm a pretty savvy Facebook marketer, and you know, I'm not to be proud, but I've practiced a lot. And I was doing Facebook Lives before there was such a thing. And I was doing YouTubes and putting them on Facebook. So it's been a real comfortable place for me to grow just presence in business. But when he came out with this, what he did was open up my world to how I get other people to start really paying more attention to my posts. And that's really where I kind of want to talk about is how do you keep people coming to your page? And that was a great question, Kim, that she sent me. And then the other one, these are going to be a kind of a combined, how do you keep old friends looking at your page even though Facebook drops them back? And so this is where I really want to kind of get into a little bit of the nitty-gritty, because if people aren't seeing your post or visiting your page, then what you're doing on social media is nothing. Basically, if you just throw up a post and hope that it's such a fabulous post that people are going to start asking you about it, well, that just doesn't work anymore with Facebook. So what you have to do with Facebook is that it's a method, and he calls it something else, and I'll let you find out what he calls it when you get the book. But basically, what we're going to talk about for a few minutes here, which is going to change everything about your visibility, is how you go in there to your Facebook and spend a little bit of time every day, even if it's 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, that you got to spend each time you open Facebook. If this is the first thing you do, it will be the most important. Maybe it'll be the second thing you do. First thing you do is, I always go on, and first thing I do is, who's liked my post? What have they, do I have anybody that's bitten on my post that I can answer back? That's the first thing I do. But the next thing I do is I start going through my friends' posts and their walls. So say you have an influential friend, and I'm not talking about just your fellow LifeVantage friends. If all you're doing is cheering on your fellow LifeVantage friends, then your fellow LifeVantage friends are going to continuing be the only ones that are watching you. So it's important that and those are the ones that are comfortable, right? They're the most comfortable ones to go in and chat with and talk on. And we do want to play team and help each other, because the more you play team and help each other, side note is, I just did a side note, it helps boost the post. The more loves you have quickly and the most comments you have quickly boost your post, because Facebook goes, ooh, that was a good one. I'm going to keep boosting that. So playing team is important with other people. Love it. You guys, please don't like a post ever. Love, laugh, go wow, but don't like. Facebook is not a like community, it's a love community. Like is easy because it's only one click. Love, it takes a little more effort. Just click on it and scroll up to the heart. Love everybody's post, including your own. That's the first trick. Don't like anymore. Love everything. Or wow, or anger, if it's a fun post or whatever, but use something else besides. That's the first thing. So go in, and you're going to start going to non-LifeVantage people's posts, your friends. Here's one of the first tricks. Go through all your friends that you might have on Facebook. And if you have not loved their main Facebook photo, the one that's a circle, open it up, love it, and comment. Less than a minute. We're almost out. Comment. Open it up, the main Facebook photo. Love it, and comment. Say, oh, how's it going? It's so good to see you. Oh, what a cute shirt. Love your smile. Whatever. And we're going to be timing out here. And then the next thing you do is, how's it going? How are things going with you? Yes, ask a question on their wall. Love it, comment, and ask a question. Be engaged in their life. That's going to be one of the best things first that you can do to your Facebook people. How do you get seen again? They go, oh, Bonnie, I haven't heard from that guy forever. I wonder what's going on in his world. Tell me if that hasn't happened to you, that all of a sudden, out of the blue, somebody loves a post of yours, comments on it. I know I do it all the time. When somebody comments on my wall, it's like, oh, Kim, I haven't seen her forever. I wonder what's going on in her world. And I, all the time, click on her, go to her wall, and I check out what's going on her wall. That's how you start getting new eyes on you, is by getting your eyes on them, being interested in their world. And it starts with their main Facebook photo. Love it, comment, and then at the end of your comment, then ask a question. And if they answer a question back, you go back and talk again. So we're starting a roll here, starting an information. Oh, it's still doing well. It says less than a minute, but it may click off at any moment. Whew. I'm really getting hot seeing that timer click down. I'm not used to this. Okay. So since I must have at least 10 seconds left here, let's go on. Now, let's go on to talk about, so once you've done that, so this is now, how do